And we are live. What is going on, everyone? It's your boy Johnny Dunn, and we are back with another one. Today, epic VeVe live stream. Today we have Amazing Spider-Man, issue number 798. I don't think this one's going to be a holy grail. I don't think this is going to be too expensive in the marketplace, but the covers look absolutely amazing, so I'm excited to grab these. I'm going to be able to grab them for pretty cheap. So shout out to everybody joining the chat today. What's going on, Willow Kid? How we doing, fam? We got Dubes in the house. Today's going to be a good one just to stack your collection. I mean, it's not going to be too valuable of a comic book, I don't think. I think if I get the secret rare, if I can sell it off instantly, like right away, close to $1,000, make a huge come up, that's going to be my game plan. Even though I do love that cover, I'm going to try to wait for it to dip in price and then maybe buy it back if that's what I'm going to be into. But if not, I'm going to probably just scoop up a common for cheap, maybe an uncommon. Really like the cover of the uncommon and the rare today. I think for this comic book, they know it's not like a extremely valuable comic in the real world, so they wanted to give it some flavor, I think, and make some awesome looking covers, because at the end of the day, we're going to be able to hang these up in our showroom and show them off. So I think, grabbing some covers that look amazing, the artwork, I think that's going to be their game plan for some of these comics that aren't holy grails. Yeah, this is a flip for show. Yeah, I think so too. If you guys secret rare, how we doing, fam? Definitely come up with a game plan if you guys want this comic book or not, because if you can have a strategy, as soon as that marketplace opens, that's where you're going to be able to make a huge come up, as opposed to, not really deciding if you really want this comic book or not. Because if you're undecided and that marketplace opens up, you then have to come up with a game plan. And by the time you come up with one, the prices may dip all the way from, close to 1,000 all the way down to 300-400. And you could have just lost out on a golden opportunity right there. That's why I always say it's definitely important to come up with some kind of game plan. Let me show you guys what these covers look like. Big fan of the way these covers look. That's the common. Here we have the uncommon. So I kind of like the fact that they didn't just make it a black and white version of the common. They went with a whole different style artwork, which I thought looks amazing. The rare looks fire. With the ultra rare and then the secret rare. Secret rare does look like one of my favorites. We got the red Goblin. I think the green Goblin is kind of slept on right now still. How we doing, Daniel? Appreciate you big time for joining the stream, joining the chat. We got 30,000 total editions for this comic book. The common, there's 21,000 editions. The uncommon, there's 5,000. The rare, 2,350. The ultra rare, 1,050. And the secret rare is 600. I do expect the comic books to all kind of pump as soon as they do actually come out and finalize. This is when we can put them in the showroom. And they did come out in the AMA the other day, and in the Twitter, or in the tweet, I should say, they did come out and say in a couple weeks they will be able to put them in the showroom. But I think once they make that magic date and say, boom, here it is, you can put your comics in the showroom, they're readable in the showroom, I do expect a serious pump with all the secret rare, ultra rare comics, even some of the commons. How we doing, fam? Secret rare is so sick. Yeah, I agree. Willow Kid, Dr. Strange in the building. Let's go. How we doing, fam? Willow said, bro, to be honest, since that 1,000 edition comic run, I switched my strategy big time. Really only focusing on the top 5 and stacking as many as I can afford. Great idea. And that's one thing that we've noticed with VeVe. VeVe is a never ending. It's always changing. It's always evolving. So, sometimes you have to adapt and change your strategy, because, coming up with just one strategy and sticking to it could be detrimental. I know for me, I was all about the sets, and then slowly but surely, I started swapping some of my sets that I didn't really love and care about, and didn't think they were going to be that important long term, for some of those blue chips. How we doing, fam? It's my guy right there, Dr. Strange in the house. Yeah, comics will definitely fly. I'm excited for it. I got a couple comics that really just for the showroom. I mean, they weren't too expensive at the time. I was a big fan of the cover art. So I think it's definitely important to have a little bit of a mix. Focus on those big time, Marvel Comics #1, Fantastic Four #1, even the Amazing Spider-Man #1. Those blue chip, even comic books. I mean, there's some holy grail comic books that are going to be valuable no matter how many editions they have, right? That's another reason why VeVe made those editions the way they did for the top tier comics, because they know everybody's going to want them. Marvel Comics #1, you can't even get the real comic in real life. So I think that's definitely going to be desirable. Especially renting out and stuff like that, because these comics bring utility within itself. I mean, they're readable. Some of these comics are so rare, you can't even read them in real life. So to get the actual real licensed one. KA asked, do you think this comic drop is important? I don't think it's going to be one of the most important comics. Like, if you don't get this one, I don't think you can, you're going to be stressing out big time. Like, you don't have it. The only thing is, though, I do love the way these covers look. So if you're someone who's into the art on a lot of these covers, then I think you will want this one. But to be honest, I don't think it's going to be a holy grail comic. It's going to be extremely valuable. I think, honestly, it's one of the best looking series of covers. Like, a lot of the covers that I love on these comic books, not every single one I'm in love with. Pretty much every single cover I love on this comic book. So we'll see how they do. I think because of that, you can boost it just a tad bit. But to be honest, I don't think it's going to be extremely important in this comic book run. Let me try to bring up the tweet that VeVe did tweet out. They did announce another comic book dropping soon. Still got a lot of collectibles to still be dropped too eventually. I'm thinking maybe this springtime, this summer is going to be a huge year for VeVe. Alpha Fight. You got that dropping Thursday. So this Thursday in a couple of days at 8 a.m. PT, 11 a.m. Eastern Time. Those covers look pretty cool too. So that's why I think 2 comic books this week makes me think this weekend they're gearing up for a pretty decent sized drop. Hey, appreciate that big time, KA. You're one of the best VeVe YouTubers, bro. Keep doing what you're doing. You'll grow. Also, what's your favorite NFT? Oh, favorite NFT. That's a hard question. To narrow it down to one, I would probably have to say one of my favorites, other than Nightwing, just because Nightwing's my first drop ever. I'm attached to it. Nightwing and Todd. I love Todd McFarlane Batman just because of what it means for VeVe's history. I mean, that's kind of a cliche answer because everybody loves Todd. But it's the collectible that made me go out and actually buy a physical comic, or not a comic, a physical collectible. That was my first ever physical collectible, and it was because of VeVe. So I love the Todd Batman. I love Ritmo too. Ritmo's a good one. I think just the dreadlocks I love, the black and yellow contrast. Man, I just saw Doctor Strange comment. Man, love the physical Todd. Yeah, bro, I love that one. Green Goblin, how we doing? Morning, fam. Morning, fam. Hodl or sell? I would probably sell this one, Elliot. If I get this one on the drop, if I get a secret rare, ultra rare, I probably will try to flip it right away. I just need the gems right now, and I'm going to try to flip it. I do love the cover, so if I can go back and maybe grab at least the common, uncommon, I think looks cool. The rare looks amazing. The ultra rare looks pretty cool. Secret rare, I think it looks pretty cool. Ultra rare is maybe one of my least favorites. I do like it a lot, though. It looks awesome. But if I get a secret rare, ultra rare, I'm going to flip for the gems, to be honest. Dope secret rare. Yeah, I think the secret rare looks amazing. It's not that, typical white background where it looks clean like that. It's an artistic cover. I like it a lot. We got Rob Remington in the house. Let's get it. So yeah, hopefully that answers your question, KA. I like Nightwing a lot. Nightwing's sentimental to me. I have 3 of them just because the 2 I got on the drop, and then I just won the 3rd one in the Fantasy Football League. So all 3 of them I'm attached to be honest. Nightwing means a lot to me. A lot of my favorites just are collectibles that mean a lot to me. Crazy gray hoodie. How we doing, fam? Dude, Rizzo, the stable coin. 4 to 5K for what seemed like months, just pumped like crazy. I remember when I was trying to sell him for 3K during VeVe bear market, no takers. Thankfully held him. Wow, isn't that crazy how times like that work out? where you try to sell them for $3K, nobody's really buying at the time. And hindsight, looking back, it was a blessing that nobody bought it. No one was interested back then, because you're right. I should have loaded up on Rizzo's back then. Didn't have the gems, wasn't, back then I really wasn't in the mood, or I wasn't really trying to sell my collection. I was too attached to just holding. I should have back then kind of opened up to the idea of letting go of some of the ones I don't really love and really pounce on those ones that I love a lot, Rizzo is such a small physical collectible to where it doesn't even compare to Todd. Nice. That's one thing I haven't been practicing my timing. Shout out to Nexus and It's Wonderful. They made a whole website designed just to practice your timing. I really should be practicing that. Shout out to Dr. Strange. He was the one telling me, I really should be getting on that muscle memory. And it's a fact, that actually will help out, I bet. The Avengers 47, let's see. The rare. I actually don't have the rare, to be honest. I think the Avengers 47. Yeah, I only have the comments on that one. I do. It's like pretty colorful, right? I'm pretty sure I remember it. I should grab that one. I do like that one. Avengers 57, big fan of. I like Vision. I like the way that one looks. I need a drop. I've been striking out big time on these drops. Coffee Gate ain't doing the trick. But it's okay. I'm not really too worried about it. I've been just copping like a common for kind of cheap in the market. Let's see here. Yes, sir. Time to get sharp before this drop. Yeah, I need to, for real. It's crazy. Like, I was at a point where I felt really confident, even still in the drops. I would say what really hit the switch to where I stopped feeling confident in these drops was the James Bond. As soon as James Bond dropped, I was like, you know what? My days of getting all these drops, I think, are over officially. But I've been blessed with a big collection, so I'm not really too worried about it. And I'm actually excited to see how this new drop system works out. I think it is going to be harder to get the drops, but at least it'll be a little bit more fun and fair, I guess you could say. Maybe the adrenaline will be gone, but at least it'll seem like a little bit more fair, to where it doesn't seem absolutely impossible. Everybody gets in there 5 minutes early, and it's just randomly distributed that way. We'll see how that works. I'm sure if it's absolutely terrible and nobody likes it, maybe they'll switch it up again. VeVe's always been great at adapting to see what the community likes. And that's the whole reason why they are switching it, because there's just been so many complaints to where they want to make sure the community's happy at the end of the day. And I think, if it doesn't work out, they'll adapt, change it again. But I think the MCP points are going to be huge. Like, right now, we don't really see how useful they can be. So a lot of times people are kind of like, kind of bearish on the Master Collector program right now. But I think once people realize maybe the only way to get a drop that you actually like in the future is with those Master Collector program points, that could be a big game changer right there. Because I know for me, I'm going to use my secret rares that I do have, my comic book collection of the ultra rares that I have, the sets that I have, as kind of like a foundation, because it does go away every 6 months. You won't be able to hodl those for years. So every 6 months, you're going to restart. So in my head, I'm trying to work a way to where I can build a foundation of MCP points every 6 months to kind of automatically get myself a good amount of MCP points, but then also have the collection that I really, really want and love, not just a bunch of random stuff, So I'm trying to make it a little combination of both, a little hybrid of both. Shout out to the Gale. I was watching his video this morning before I came on. He talked about, just some tips from a master collector. And that's kind of what he was talking about, how it's a little bit of a hybrid situation to where you're kind of, and he hit the nail right on the head. I know that is how it is for me too. You're kind of focusing on those big, big time collectibles. Like for me, my big time collectibles are like the Walt, the Todd, the Spiderman. So like the Superman, those big time collectibles I made sure I had, but also focusing on a little bit of the stuff that I love, because we're all collectors, but we're also investors at the end of the day. So like it's a little bit of both. I am a collector. That's what I've realized through this whole experience, is that, deep down, I really am a collector. So I have to kind of separate my collective instincts into okay, this is a good ROI investment opportunity, and then I'm just doing this for my collecting side. So it's also so important just to be aware. Be aware of like what you like and like how you are as a human, because that's going to play a big role in it. What's a new system to buy? Elliot Breakspear. So basically, it's just we're all getting Master Collector Program points. I don't know if you know anything about that or not, Elliot. Let me know how new you are, and I can have a better explanation for you. I can describe what Master Collector Program points even are. I can tell you how you get them, what they're going to be used for. Basically, it's going to be a queue system, the new drop system. So right now, it's the first come, first serve. Press that buy button as soon as you can. But soon, it's going to be a little queue system. So we're going to have 5 to 10 minutes. You still have to join the drop like within 5 minutes or whatever the case may be. But then it's just going to be randomly assigned to you a collectible. How we doing, Wessel? Try Bailey Gate. That's hilarious. Yo, Colton Rose said somehow I woke up. Let's go. Maybe it was a blessing, brother, and you get a secret rare today. It was all meant to be. How we doing, Paz? I need to understand MCP way better. Every time I read MCP, I get even more lost. Okay, cool. So a lot of people are struggling to understand the MCP. Maybe I should do a video on that today and just kind of talk over, bring up. I probably will do that. I'll have the MCP program. I'll just go over my thoughts on it, my strategy based on it. If it's going to change my strategy, if I'm going to keep my strategy the same, what you can do to focus on some points, because basically there's all different. It is complex. It's not like something you read it once, like, oh, boom, I get it. So like there's a whole different variations. You get, I think it is like, I'm not going to be perfect on the points, so don't quote me on the points. But yeah, I definitely will do that later today. Yeah, everybody wants that. Absolutely going to happen then. So basically, just real quick, like you'll get points based on, as a bonus based on what you collect. Meaning, if you collect a secret rare, you're going to get 15 points right away just for buying that secret rare. Buying any collectible, you get 15 points in the marketplace. If you get it on the drop, I think it's 20 points. So you get like an extra 5 bonus points just for buying something on the drop in the store. But if you buy it on the secondary market, you still get some points. Now that won't count if you buy a collectible, sell it, keep buying the same collectible. It's a new collectible or comic. And then you also get points on the rarity. So if you buy a secret rare comic, not only are you going to get 15 points right away, but you're also going to accrue 6 points daily just for having a secret rare. So that's going to be big too. Over time, I think if it really rewards those people who hold it, meaning if you just hold it for a day and flip it, you're only getting those 6 points. But if you hold it for a month, that's 6 points every day just for that comic. And then if you have a low mint secret rare, that's an extra bonus couple points. So you may be getting like 9 points every day just for that. And then also sets. Sets are big too. So single collectible set, that'll give you some bonus points for sets. But also if you have a set that has, say, 4 or 5 collectibles to make that whole setup, you're going to get an extra bonus points just for having multiple collectibles, 4 or more in that set. So there's whole different variations of how you can get more and more points. And seems like this system will push prices for these secret NFTs. Yeah, definitely, absolutely. I think it's going to push the price up for these secret rare NFTs. Also, because not every secret rare is extremely valuable right now, but if the people know they get a lot more points for it, it may entice them to pay a little bit more money to grab those points. And people will say, well, why do I need the points? But those points are basically lottery tickets to help your chances to get a drop. So say if Darth Vader or the thing that we've all been waiting for, Pokemon drops, right? Think of how hard a Pokemon drop would be right now. If they release Pikachu, it could be 100,000 editions. It doesn't matter. It's selling out instantly. So maybe that's your favorite brand or whatever that's going to drop. We don't know if it's going to drop, but just say if it does, then you could use all your Master Collector Program points and most likely guarantee yourself one of those collectibles. And right now it's looking like possibly that's the only way to really lock in a collectible. So those MCP points could be huge. Let's go. How we doing, Jerry? What's your secret for having such a good beard and hair? That's hilarious. Appreciate you big time. I've been blessed from the gods, man. I don't do anything to my hair. Don't do anything to my beard. I've been blessed. I mean, argan oil. I do use argan oil, but that's just something that helps, keep it from not being dry or anything like that. I've been blessed. I've had a beard since I was a freshman in high school. I used to think I was cool going to like college parties when I was a little kid. Had to grow out of that phase, obviously. But the hair is just something. I've never had long hair my entire life. I just started growing my long hair a couple years ago, 2 or 3 years ago. I've had short hair my whole life. Appreciate you guys. Smash the like button. I think it's going to push the prices up for all the collectibles, to be honest, because Secret Rare will give you those most points. I think for collectibles, it's like 4 or 5 points. For comic, it's like 6 points. I'm not sure why they did that, to be honest, but it is what it is. But even like the rares, the ultra rares, they're going to give you extra bonus points too. And it's great for sets like, say the Groot, or say the stamps, the Christmas stamps. If there's sets in there that aren't very desirable for people, there isn't too much demand and the price starts sinking, they're going to get bought up and eaten up pretty quickly eventually over time once the MCP rolls out, because a cheap set like that, I don't know exactly the price points, but it could be, just $200 to get that whole set. And that whole set could offer, or it does offer, a lot of Master Collector Program points, because I'm pretty sure it's 3 or 4 or more collectibles. With the stamps, it's 4 collectibles, I think. Golden Moment sets count. Yep. So a lot of those moments are just 2 collectible sets. So I think the more collectibles in the set will give you more Master Collector Program points. But still, just a set alone, even those single collectible sets will give you extra bonus points. We are in the building. Let's go, Knight Rider. Let's go. Fun under the sun. Good luck to all. So happy I held on to my Storm Seeker Rare. That's moving right now. Absolutely, Ariel. Great job holding on to that. And that's one thing that we've seen in the marketplace. If things are stagnant, we saw with Rizzo for how long, right? Rizzo stayed 3 or 4K forever. People are calling it a stable coin. And it's all about being patient. Every collectible will have its time. Every comic will have its time. It's just depending on, can you wait that long for it to have its time? Sometimes you can't. Sometimes you need that liquidity. It's happened to me before. I've had to take, a $10 loss before in a collectible to put those funds into something else before that one runs up. I've been successful with that. That one's ran up, made my money right back. So like sometimes like that, you have to think about, do you lose this mini battle to win the war? Sometimes you have to. Obviously, you'd like to make profit on every single trade. I would definitely suggest trying to do that, right? You don't want to take too many L's because it's risky doing that. But sometimes you do have to, so don't feel like you can't do that. But the Secret Rare Storm's finally getting some love right now. That's one of my favorite collectibles I actually don't have. I think the animation on the Secret Rare looks probably like one of the best animations, to be honest. Let's go. K. Walker in the building. I try to, definitely. I try to take the time to read everybody's comment. Big time. Appreciate that you read every comment. First live won't be the last, for sure. Let's go. Wow, let's go, Comic Pro. This is a cool drop, you said. Original graded 9.8. Haven't been able to get the one drop yet. Maybe today. Let's go. Yeah, I like this comic drop a lot. I don't think it's going to be, holy grail value-wise. But I think the cover art looks absolutely amazing. Here we got the common. We got the uncommon. Even the uncommon looks amazing. We got the rare. I'd be happy with the rare. Ultra rare looks pretty cool. And then the secret rare, the red goblin. I think that secret rare looks fire. Like I said before, if you guys can come up with a strategy before the market opens, like right after the drop, that 30-minute window, that's the best thing you can do. Come up with a strategy. That way, as soon as the market opens, you don't have to then think, do I want to sell this for this price? Because then by the time you decide, the price is probably going to drop, and then you just lost your opportunity. So right now, or even after the drop, if you do get a drop, if you do lock one in and you're not sure what you get, use that 30-minute window to say, okay, if I get a secret rare, I'm going to sell this right away, or I'm going to hold it. For me, I'm going to sell my secret rare. I'm probably going to sell my ultra rare. But if I lock in a rare, uncommon, or common, I'm just going to hold it. I'm just going to hodl it. I like the covers enough to where if it's selling for like 40 gems, I'd rather just keep it at that point. You could sell it and then buy back lower, which would probably work out in this case. But for me, I'm just going to hold on to it. I don't think Pokemon will be this year. They need to build VeVe out a lot more. That's kind of how I'm thinking too, Green Goblin. I think for something as big as that drop, or when that drops, I think they're going to want the app to be absolutely perfect. You know, they've had their test runs. They've had this and that, because that's something that's going to bring in, just the announcement of that is going to bring in like 3 million people minimum. Like, so that's something to where they're going to have to, you know, have it planned out, you know, work out all the kinks to it. Woo! VeVe Las Vegas. -17 wind chill delivering newspapers in Maine this morning. Wow, you are grinding, my man. You are grinding. That's cold right there. I do not like the cold. 2 minutes to the drop. 2 minutes to the drop. See, Spill. Good luck, everybody. What do you think of Dad Bob Batman? I feel he is still undervalued. Yeah, I think he is still undervalued. Definitely. I mean, we did just see a nice pump with all those Batman. I think with the Dad Bod, that's one of the most popular collectibles in that series in real life. So I think as the real life collectors start to understand this digital world and start to understand that it's just digital collecting, I think they're going to have the same aha moment, the same way people did when CDs first went to digital music streaming. So many people were against, you know, digital streaming. But then they realized, okay, it's just like Apple Music, Spotify. It took a little time for that Wild Wild West, like Napster, all those days to turn LimeWire, to turn into the premium licensed music collection, like the Apple Music, the Spotify's, Pandora. And that's what VeVe is. So I think it's just going to take a little bit of time, but I think the Dad Bob Batman is definitely pretty undervalued still. Wishing I had more of them. December Bitcoin. How we doing, fam? We got 1 minute to drop, y'all. Let's go. We got Punch. Best of luck. Bless the chat. Bless the chat, everyone. 55 seconds. A little coffee gate action. Action, I should say. Can't even talk this morning. 45 seconds. Wow. Okay. These are all real covers. Good to know. Good to know on this one. See, that's what I like. I like the real covers because I never collected comic books in real life. So I would love to have like the actual real covers. As you can see, it's my first ever comic book right here. The Batman 9.0 grade. Issue number 423. That's my baby right there. All right, 18 seconds left. I'm going to back out real quick. Back in. 13 seconds left. Just going to one tap it. Not going to spam it. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. Bye now. Oh, I had to get it. No way. Oh, man. I don't think I can have better time than that one. Oh, I forgot to videotape it. I might have to go back on the YouTube and watch that one. Struck out again. That little tease right there got me good. I thought I was going to get it. I can't lock one in. Jesus. How we do, fam? Did we get it or not? Man, I thought I hit that big time. I got the St. Paul's played me. I was super mega quick and took an L. Everybody took an L. Wow. Yep. Okay. Everybody took an L. That's crazy. Today was weird, man. I feel like it's getting crazier and crazier. I know there's like hundreds of thousands of people in there, but man, we've been striking out, chat. We've been striking out big time. L. Did anybody get it? I wonder if there's like an issue with the countdown or something like that. Because I remember, shout out to K. K was talking about that. I didn't think he was right. To be honest, I thought it was just, you know, collectibles were harder than comics. But now it's getting to the point where comics are getting hard too. I got a laugh when I got a laugh emoji when I press buy. They need to bring the edition sizes up. I thought today, I really did. I thought today was gonna be an easy day too. That's crazy. Let's go. Jerry got one. Let's go. Feels like Jerry just won the Super Bowl. Jerry's the only one. Nothing burger again. Yeah, that's interesting. You know, they talked about how they don't want to increase the edition sizes too much because they want to keep it like a collecting thing. But at the end of the day, I think season 4, we're going to see a big increase in the edition sizes. Like, I don't think we're going to see too many ultra rares be under 5,000 editions anymore, which is going to be crazy if you think about the edition sizes we just got. Like, whew, it's going to put an emphasis on, 1,800 editions, 1,500 editions. Like, let's go. We got 2 people. Let's go. I got to pause for 15 seconds and nothing. All right, Green Goblin, let's go. We got 3 people. Yeah, I felt like my timing was perfect today. They said they are in year 4 of their plans user-wise. Yep. Because, I mean, the early days, they talked about how they were only expecting 30 to 40,000 users total by the end of year 1. I remember we had like 250, 300,000 users, and they were like, that's like year 2 numbers. And we're like, we're 5 months in. Like, unbelievable times, man. It really does feel like this is like our baby. I mean, all the OG's baby, and like we've just seen it grow up so quickly. No, Green Goblin, I did not, man. It did a little fake out. Like, it paused like it wanted to give me it. And I said, you know what? Your collection's already too big. We're giving it to somebody else. Like, let's see. I'm going to go on Twitter real quick, see if anybody else got one. My buy now button's still up. So maybe in a minute, 4-minute mark, I'm going to try the rebound. Four minutes is up. Do your rebound. I'm making a tweet real quick. Yeah, I thought mine was perfect too. Johnny Dunn did a big move in the last 24 hours. Sold almost all comics. I know risky, but I just had to complete the Golden Moment set. Had only the Walt and Star Wars set. Wow. Okay, Florian Walter, that is a big move. Risky move. See, I don't think it is risky big time. See, the only risk right there is that we are about to put the comics in the showroom in a couple weeks. So I do see a pump coming with the comics. But then again, you have the golden Disney moments. I truly believe that having those golden moments, if you can get the whole set of the golden moments, it's going to be iconic. You just have to wait for its time now. Yeah, you may miss out on the pumps of the comics, but even with the pumps of the comics, I mean, by then the golden moments could be out of reach, so you don't really know. It's one of those things where in that comment, reading this comment, feels like you really, really wanted those golden moments. So I don't think there's anything wrong with that. Those Disney golden moments are never going to be created again. So I think you're making a risky but safe bet at the same time. I think we're going to get so many comic books on VeVe to where a lot of them may not withstand the test of time. I think the top ones, like the Fantastic Four #1, obviously the Marvel Comics #1, the Amazing Spider-Man #1, like those Holy Grail ones will definitely do well. Even the top ones, but I mean, you got the golden moment set. I don't think you can be upset about that. I clicked, accidentally scrolled. I clicked, but accidentally scrolled. Oh, man. Let's go. Rebounds are definitely still working, so that's great to know. Maybe I should try in another 2 minutes. Yeah, that's a risky move, but I like the move, yeah. Is rebound on the minute or a second after the minute? I think it's on the minute, brother. Joshua. I'm not the expert with the rebounds. But I think everybody's having luck as soon as it hits that every 4-minute mark. You guys think there could be an airdrop like with the Rogers? I was also scared they could shoot up easily that quickly. I mean, I started with $200 in July. Wow, that's amazing. Look at you. Florian, that's an amazing story right there. So you started with $200 in July and you're able to flip your way into the entire Golden Moment set. Oh my gosh, that's unbelievable. I bought my Bart Simpson collectible for $200. Like, unbelievable. That's a crazy story right there. Now, hopefully there's an airdrop. I don't know if there's going to be an airdrop. I think if there's not an airdrop, which there should be, I think there will be eventually. Disney has every incentive to do that. But I think if there's not an airdrop, I think what we could see also is possibly, I'm thinking utility wise, I think there's going to be some kind of utility to where these golden moments allow you to go somewhere, allow some kind of access. That's what I'm thinking. Maybe it's, everybody who has the golden moment set gets a free pass to Disney World type thing. That's kind of how I'm seeing it. There's going to be some kind of utility. Disney has every incentive to make utility for those golden moments. How do you compare the value of Marvel Comics #1 Secret Rare versus Spider-Man Secret Rare collectible for the long term and short term? I think both are going to be amazing. I think if you have that Secret Rare comic book, Marvel Comics #1, it's going to be amazing. And if you have the Spider-Man Secret Rare collectible, I think it's going to be amazing. I think both for the long term and the short term. I think the better of the two, though, is going to be the Secret Rare Spider-Man, just because that's Marvel's first NFT. Marvel Comics is going to be huge, though, because that's Marvel's first comic book, and it's VeVe's first comic book. But to have Marvel's first ever NFT, the first time Marvel came out with a digital product, boom, Secret Rare Spider-Man. That's something you can just Google. If you type in like Marvel first NFT, it'll come up Spider-Man on VeVe. That's going to be something that's just legendary. I see Marvel Comics #1 Secret Rare being like right below that. Maybe even in the short term, it is right above that. I think they're going to be neck and neck fighting with each other for a while. And the Marvel Comics #1 does have less copies. But I think Secret Rare Spider-Man being $400 retail, I mean, they signified that for a reason, right? I mean, that's going to be legendary right there. I see that being over 100K. I see maybe possibly one day being $1 million collectible. I really do. Journey into Mystery, I think that's definitely a slept-on comic book right now. Jenny took an L today. Unfortunate, Jenny. I took an L as well. So many people took an L today. Let's go. Yeah, Josh, hopefully that helps. Do you think Superman or Steamboat Willie Ultra Rare will be long term more valuable? Oh, this is a good one. This is going to be the big debate, right? How important is that FA tag? Superman is the FA. Steamboat Willie is iconic. You know, the ultra rare, what it means and everything. That's the first ever. I mean, real life, that's the first appearance. Whew. I think Superman is actually less than this Steamboat Willie, right? Steamboat Willie Ultra Rare has less editions, about half. Superman's a full set. That's a big time decision right there. Let me think on that one because I really don't know. I don't know the answer to that one off the top of my head. Knight Rider, you guys are asking some hard questions now. And I can't just ask them. I can't just answer them off the top. I got to really sit and think about that one. Yeah, that's a huge achievement right there, Florian. Whole golden moment set plus the Steamboat Willie set. Wow, that's amazing. That's gonna be valuable right there. Like that's one of my biggest achievements too. Like having all the golden moments. You know, not many people are gonna be able to say that, and I think Disney will have every incentive to make that one of the most valuable things in the world, especially once they get their metaverse going and once they get into that whole digital world where we can, again, a reminder, the drops are only going to be a part of what this whole experience is. I really believe it's going to be like a Sims world, to where imagine Sims and Roller Coaster Tycoon meshed together in just the most premium version you could possibly think of. Because Disney's not going to want their IP collectibles in something that's not the most premium metaverse in the world. That's the whole thing. Like, they only want the best of the best. That's why they chose VeVe. So they're gonna want their golden moments in this metaverse that looks the most premium. It's not gonna be some Minecraft looking kiddish type thing. So that's amazing right there. I'm still thinking of Superman versus Steamboat Willie. I'm leaning Superman. I think Superman's an easy 10K collectible, like easy. We're only gonna see one first appearance of Superman. That's why I regret not getting 10 of them. Like, whew. Sell Superman for R2, R2D2. Man, R2D2 just kind of ran away too. I think that's one of my favorite collectibles out of Disney moments, just because it's R2D2's up there, Homer's up there, Elsa's up there. R2D2, I love the details on that. And that's in Star Wars. We all know how big Star Wars is. Would you say Superman at 2K is a good pickup? I would. Superman's already over 2K. I think Superman's almost at 3K, right? It just stinks because, man, I'm so congested. Like, it just stinks because Superman, we saw Superman as low as like $50, $100. So, I mean, same with Todd though. Todd was $200, $300 for the longest time. So it's tough to say, like, is Todd a good deal at 5K, 6K, 7K? Long term, absolutely, I think. But, you know, I think just so many people are hesitant because we just seen Todd at like less than $1,000 a handful of months ago. But also, that's how early we were. I mean, think of how many people are going to be on VeVe in a couple of years from now. And to have the first NFT on VeVe is going to be huge. How we doing, Kelvin, my man? I struck out today, brother. Been doing pretty bad on the drops. I don't know. I'm going to have to try something different. Yeah, Joshua, I've been doing pretty bad on the drops myself, yeah. Wow, she got one on the rebound. Congrats, Green Goblin. Hopefully she feels better. Green Goblin said daughter's sick today. Yeah, I think Steamboat Willie, I mean, 6 years from now will be unreachable. Z Brito, yeah, everyone's getting L's. There's going to be another rebound in about 2 more minutes. It took an L today. Getsy took a big L, completely missed. He said, yeah, I took a big L as well. Man, I've been striking out big time right now. Like, if I was in MLB playing and someone was playing FanDuel, I'd be picking Johnny Dunn every time right now. Like, he's bound to get a huge drop. I think the next drop I get is going to be a secret rare. Like, that's just the way things work out usually. Superman high that I was like 3.4K. Yeah, okay. So Superman's high was like 3.4K. That's about right. I think I saw that. I know I saw it dip to like 3K. It could dip to like 2.5. I don't really see it dipping ever below 2K again. I mean, if it does, like 1.7 maybe it'd be the absolute lowest. 1.5, I'd be shocked if it ever got back to. Because I think people are realizing that, like, when you have something as big as Batman, Superman, Spiderman, these are iconic brands, characters that people who weren't even into like superheroes know about. I seen you in the market. I seen you making market moves, bro. I'm trying, man. I'm trying not to make too many moves. Like, I get risky sometimes. You guys may see like a Harley Quinn out there. Like, what is he doing? That's just me trying to, you know, I flip flop all the time. It's like sometimes I'll swap a higher mint, buy a lower mint. Maybe I'll pay a couple extra bucks just for that lower mint, because I know I could end up selling that lower mint and just making a couple $100. Boom, buying it back from the floor. Like, and plus in the future, those low mints are going to go for a lot of money. So another drop day, another L. X-Men comics. We do have some of them. Just watch a YouTuber get 2 and at 4 minutes. Is that normal? Hey, shout out to that YouTuber. Yeah, so I would say it's not normal, but I mean it happens. So you can definitely get rebounds. I'm not sure if it's the rebound part. So every 4 minutes, a lot of these collectibles come back in, like I guess in stock, because sometimes this is what happens. When you try to buy now in the very beginning, you may get to the final screen and you may get an error screen and you're not able to buy it, and that collectible goes back into the pot. And then every 4 minutes, that collectible becomes like able to buy again. So what happens is every 4 minutes, people will try to buy now again. Like say if it was just a minute ago, I would hit buy now, and then hopefully I get that one collectible that's like back in the pot. Basically, it's just random. Sometimes you don't get one. A lot of times you don't get one. Sometimes you get lucky. I get every collectible, but no luck on comics. It's weird because I used to be the opposite. Like it's flip flop for a while for me. Like first I was kind of struggling with comics, then I got all the comics, wasn't getting the collectibles for a little bit, and now it's flip flop again. So I don't know what's going on, but let's go. It's all good, Jay. Hopefully Jay made a hit song. I will do a giveaway. Next drop, I will do another giveaway. No drop this time. Maybe that's what it is. Maybe I got to do another giveaway to bless the chat, get some good luck flowing again. Hey, yep. Swapped out my 2K mint Gary Frank Batman for a 454 mint. That's low mint, too. That's a solid job right there. That's what I was doing a little bit ago. I swapped my... I have almost every black and white Batman set or collectible now sub 1K, except for Rizzo. Do you see that poolside user showed up in Twitter? Poolside. Poolside sounds familiar. I feel like I just saw poolside somewhere. Where's poolside from? Like, who is that? Dubes, take it easy, brother. Appreciate you for always tuning in, joining. Was poolside user that guy who was like creating all those sell walls? Or no, he wasn't. He's selling some of the comics like early on. People like couldn't understand how he had so many. Is that what it was, Kelvin? Was he a bot guy? Did we ever find that out? Billy Bob got one this morning. Let's go. Billy Bob, I feel like you've been crushing it. You and your fam. Also picked up a rare 340 Spiderman at the floor. That one I'm a flip. Solid job. Solid job. Got one on the 4-minute rebound. Crypto Dizzy. Let's go, brother. Oh, poolside bought the Mermies during the market glitch. Oh, right. Unfortunate. Was he the one who paid a lot? And he was saying like how it's like not right and everything. He unfortunately aped in when the prices were really high, right? Jose Ramirez, have a great day at work, brother. Appreciate you for tuning in always. Portfolio up 20K this week with all this new money coming in. Let's go, Drew Seller. I think that is the case right now. I think we are seeing a lot of new money coming in. I think we're seeing a lot of the NBA guys, find VeVe for the first time. This is how I'm seeing it. Plus, there's a couple things going on. Not only are we getting, different new money coming in, we're seeing a lot of these big-time collectibles sell. Like, for instance, Secret Rare Spider-Man was just at like 28K, 30K, 45K. Now it's at 55, 53K. When those sell, people have now 45,000 gems. Well, they can't cash out yet. They're not taking out 45,000 gems. What do you think they're doing with it? They're reinvesting those thousands of gems back into the market. So say, for example, this didn't happen, but I'm just giving an example. Say I list my Secret Rare Spider-Man for 50K right now. It sells. I have 50,000 gems now. What if I went and just bought all of the Harley Quinns, all the Jokers? Those prices skyrocket. Then people FOMO into them. Then I sell a bunch of those. Then now I have even more gems. Then I go on the next one. So what we're seeing right now, I think, is new money buying these top tier collectibles. Then these people have all these gems and they're reinvesting it back into the marketplace. So we're seeing like an exponential growth we've never really seen before. So that's why I think a lot of these are at all-time highs. Maybe we see a little bit of a retrace going because that's nothing ever just goes up forever. But I think as time goes on, we're just going to see the floor just keep going up on a lot of these. Maybe temporary dips, but long term, I think they're going to be huge. Oh, right. That's really unfortunate for him. I mean, for poolside, it's really unfortunate. I mean, there was an error that happened, and VeVe did tweet out the update that was going on and everything. And it's one of those things where there's people. I mean, you guys who do tune into these live streams, that takes work. I mean, if everybody tuned into everybody's live stream, if he did, he would have understood that. Not just mine. I mean, everybody else in the community who live streams these drops. Not only is there Twitter updates, but like VeVe does their best to put it out there in the Discord, Twitter. All these YouTubers make live streams about the drop. So if they just tune in, everybody who's tuning in now, I mean, you get to ask questions. You get the, that insight. I told everybody on who's watching live stream, be careful buying at these prices. I really would suggest not because of what was going on yesterday or a couple of days ago. So it really pays off. I mean, to you guys who pay attention to watch, because you get to ask questions. You get to have that insight that most people, they don't take the time to do. So it is unfortunate that he did ape in. I wish, he didn't do that, but he probably just didn't know any better. That's unfortunate. Small price to pay for a lesson learned, though. It is. Could have been a lot worse. We got the market opening up in about 7 more minutes. Fees alone will push prices up. Crypto Dizzy saying. Fees on what, though? What exactly? I'm not sure if I catch you on everything you're saying there. Like, what fees are you talking about, basically? Because we know the Disney fees have a pretty decent amount. And that's one thing, too. People are kind of staying away from the Disney moments right now. That's when we haven't seen a crazy push. I think just because the fees are high. So I think people are catching on that you may make a little bit more money flipping if you stay away from the things that have a high tax. Yeah, Disney seller fees. Okay, yeah, that makes sense. Absolutely. And that's another thing. It could push the prices up just because of that. And think of the people that are buying, the wallets at 18K, right? 17K. What is their price target that they're going to sell at? They're not going to buy a Walt Disney at 18K to flip it for 25K. Because by the time the fees are done, you're not making much, Oh, 11K. Okay, that's not a cheap price to pay then. Maybe I'm wrong about that. That is an expensive price to pay for sure. I mean, that's one thing to where if you tune in to everybody who makes the content, I mean, it's information that you're getting. I mean, picking people's minds and everything, it's valuable. Yeah, I think it's gonna really just put an emphasis on everybody who does have a good collection, like a big collection already, and people who do get drops. Like drops aren't supposed to be something that everybody gets every week because it's not gonna be valuable. It's almost like giving somebody a participation trophy, in sports. How valuable is that trophy if everybody gets one? So I think to keep it fun too, this year is probably when they're going to roll out the VeVeverse. Maybe it's next year, but soon we're going to have so many other things to do to where drops will just be like a segment, a part of VeVe to where you get to get new things for your showroom, your house. That's kind of how I'm looking at things too. We're going to have a house. You're going to be able to go to other people's houses. It's going to be like The Sims. It's going to be like Roller Coaster Tycoon, but like meshed together in a premium world, I feel like. So the drops are just going to be like a new opportunity to get new things for your house to show off. But right now, the drops are all we have. So if you don't get a drop, it's like, oh, it's it. But Myrmicorno Secret Rare, 400 gems. Yeah, I think that one's going to easily double once probably the newest Master Collector program sheet comes out or the article comes out and they talk again about how important Secret Rare points, how many you talk about the importance of Master Collector program points and how many points you'll get for the Secret Rares. That's what I expect that to at least double. We saw it happen with even collectibles that aren't too valuable, like the Frank Kozik Secret Rare that they gave out. Once they talked about how important Master Collector program points were and the amount of points were given to the Secret Rares, that even like doubled to almost $1,000. Will be Spider-Man rare? I got another one for you, Johnny. Will be Spider-Man rare or Steamboat Willie uncommon more valuable long term? Spider-Man rare or Steamboat uncommon? Oh man, are they about the same price right now? I think the Spider-Man rare is probably more. Man, you have the first ever Marvel NFT or Series 1 Mickey Mouse NFT collection? Whew. It's almost like trading gold for gold. I mean, which brick of gold do you want? I'm going to go. Oof. To go on this question real quick, Calvin said, I would speculate, if I would speculate, I would say that we might see other Myrmicorno seasons and very likely to see breeding projects. I would say the only downside, negative side to that is I don't think we could see breeding just because that's an actual brand. That's not an artist. But the contrary to that, Tokidoki was VeVe's first ever license. So they're going to probably have the best relationships. So they're probably going to be open to anything. And Simone Legno is an artist himself and who's the co-founder of Tokidoki. So if one brand I could see like adapting to that would be Tokidoki Myrmicorno. Rez Lone, appreciate you big time for the super chat. Let me know he took an L today. Man, how hard have these drops been, Rez? I mean, it just goes to show. I mean, anybody like us who've been here for a while, I mean, we know how easy the drops were at one point, and then we saw how hard they've got. So it's actually been unbelievable just to see the growth, the change, everything that's going on with VeVe. To see where it's at now, it's unbelievable. Yeah, Kelvin. So, like, not to say that can't happen. I would say it's unlikely to happen with the brands compared to the artist collectibles. But like I said, Tokidoki is probably an exception to that. The comics are impossible right now. Yep. Man, you know what's crazy about this? I would say that's so tough. This is another hard one, Knight Rider. The Steamboat really has only 3 in the collection, right? You got the common, uncommon, and the rare or the ultra rare. The Secret Rare Spider-Man, I mean, it has a whole bunch of different rarities. So if you have the rare, people are going to want the rare because the Secret Rare is going to be out of their range. The ultra rare is going to be out of their range. So they might go for that rare, then the uncommon, and then the common. But what could hurt that is there are so many rarities. So someone may look at it and like, if I don't have the Secret Rare, I don't even want it. Compared to with the Steamboat Willie, if the ultra rare is out of reach, you got the uncommon. It's a tough one. I really don't know the answer to this one. Oh, I think the safe bet would be the Spider-Man, just because it's Marvel's first NFT. And Marvel's first NFT, it's the first appearance of Spider-Man. That's why it has so much going for it, because like Mickey Mouse is iconic. It's the first appearance in real life. I think that's going to be gold. But I think what's like king is Marvel's first NFT. The first time Marvel released anything in the digital world, boom, Spider-Man, the most popular superhero, first appearance. It's iconic, like huge. Wow, fun under the sun. I actually had that on live stream. If you guys want to take a look, I actually live streamed Marvel Comics #1, the first ever comic drop on VeVe. And it's so crazy because when I live streamed that, by the time that happened, I was gonna, or what was my strategy? I think for that one, I kind of like put a pause in between each collectible or each comic. I probably could have got 10 of them, but instead I only got like 6 maybe, because I was trying to like pause in between and hope for a secret rare. Think about how crazy that sounds, right? I should have just spammed it. Market's open. Let's go. Let's see what we got. I don't think it's going to be too pricey. All right, so the common, there's only 95 available, so there's going to be a lot more in the market. So it's $16. The uncommon, there's only 34 available in the market, so I think there's going to be a lot more again. $34. Wow, 34 available, $34. Interesting. The rare, there's only 23 available in the market, so I do expect this to dip once more and more come in. $95. Ultra rare, $315. Same premise here. Only 14 available in the market. Typically, what we see is as more and more get flooded into the market, prices tend to dip. Amazing Spider-Man, there's 6 available for the secret rare. 1K is the floor price. So my core line 097 for 190 and bought a Finn. Ooh, I like that decision, Jave. You know why I like Finn so much? Season 1, Adventure Time Series 1, and that's the second set ever that got released on VeVe. So obviously we know the first set, Black and White Batman, Series 1 with the Rizzo, the Todd, the Joe M, the Becky. But the second set ever that got released right after that was Adventure Time Series 1 with Finn, Marceline, Jake the dog, and I think it was Lumpy Princess, right? Lumpy Space Prince. But the reason why that set's so important, not only is it the second set ever on VeVe, this is the first ever colored NFTs on VeVe. So think about that. That's history right there. You have Finn. Finn is the first ever colored NFT on VeVe. Think of how crazy iconic that'll be. Really proud because I don't like the Murmur Corners. In my opinion, they're awful. And that's perfectly fine, Jabe. I mean, we're going to find things on VeVe that we love, and we're going to find things that we don't love. But that's the great thing about it, because just because you don't like it, there's going to be tons of people out there in the VeVe community who love the Murmur Cornos. It's some of their favorite ones. And I think they'll be big just because Tokidoki was VeVe's first brand, their first license. I actually don't have the Murmur Cornos anymore. But, you know, for everybody that does, I think they're going to be big just for that reason. I think they're going to be – the Season 1's always going to be big. Murmur Cornos, you know, once they get on the Series 10, you know, all of them, they may not be as big, but the Series 1 stuff will always be big. So shout out to you for making that decision. Yeah, I'm bullish on the Adventure Time Series 1. I remember when Finns and Jake the dogs were so cheap. They were like $10. Crazy. Let's see the market update one last time. Probably not last time. I'll probably do it one more time. But we got more available in the market, so I'm going to give an update. We got 128 commons available, $14 now. So again, it's already dipped. 49 available uncommon, $30 is the price. 34 available for the rare, $89. 18 available for the ultra rare, now it's $2.95. 13 available for the secret rare, and it's $1.5. So it's actually going up for the secret rare. Ooh. Interesting. I guess 1K people felt like it was too cheap. So the other ones all dipped, but the secret rare went up. Interesting. Yeah, I'm interested to see what this new drop system entails and see if it's a beneficial thing or if it kind of hurts the things, market drops. What do you say no way about? Did you not know that's the first colored NFTs? I think that's gonna be a big deal. The black and white series, obviously the first NFTs on VeVe are gonna be huge, but it's in black and white. Think of how big of a deal that is. That's part of history. The same way if you have Ritmo, the first fully animated collectible, Starfire, the first animated, the textures animated. Ritmo's the first fully animated, and then you have Finn, you have Jake the dog, you have Marceline, and then I think Lumpy the space princess. That set's going to be iconic. The first ever colored NFTs, the first ever NFTs in color. That's going to be big time. So I do like that move. I'm bullish on them. I wish I had a couple Marcelines for that reason, but only have the one. I am going to be signing off right now. I think I will, because a lot of people want me to, go over the Master Collector Program article and just kind of give my thoughts on it, what it means, and a little over review on it. Kind of look like a little summary and just my game plan on it. So I think that's something that people want me to touch up on. So I'm going to be signing off, and then later today, you can, maybe by tonight, I'll post it. Let's see what Knight Riders just said. For how much would you sell Fantastic Four #1 comic rare 3992 and the Amazing Spider-Man #1 comic rare 1159 now? I know, not financial advice. Ooh, how come you want to sell them, my man? I think those are two holy grail comics. Like Fantastic Four #1, I don't see that one dipping too much. The ultra rare, I bought two actually. I only have one left. I bought two when they were like 350, maybe just 400. Because I was like, Fantastic Four #1 is maybe the second most important comic on VeVe, and it'll never be less than like top 3 or 5. So I was like, ultra rare being like 350 is being slept on. So I think ultra rare is going to get over 1,000. Fantastic Four #1 is an iconic, one of the top holy grail comics. Like no matter what comic VeVe drops, there's always going to be Marvel Comics #1, Fantastic Four #1. The Amazing Spider-Man #1 is going to be interesting because I think it's Amazing Fantasy is the Spider-Man's technically first appearance. So having that, Amazing Spider-Man #1 will still be iconic. I still think it's going to be like a top 5, top 7 comic book on VeVe no matter what. But I think Fantastic Four #1 could be ahead of that. Maybe it's not right. Maybe it's not right now, but I think long-term Fantastic Four #1 will be iconic. I'm not the comic expert, so maybe ask Cryptos and Comics and Sleeping Comics. I think they would have a better idea. But I think if you told them asked them that, they would probably say, or ask you, why do you want to sell the Fantastic Four? Because Fantastic Four is going to be a huge one. What's the rare going for now? Like maybe 500-600? Interesting. It's a lot of gems. Let's see what is going for. Amazing Spider-Man #1 rare is going for 400. Fantastic Four #1 rare is going for 400. Oh yeah, interesting. See, I don't see it dipping too much below like 350, 300. I think those days are gone for Fantastic Four #1. Maybe look Knight Rider at some other way you could possibly get gems, but it's tough to say which one I'd rather sell. I would rather, because even if Fantastic Four #1 is a better comic, Spider-Man's still the most popular superhero. So I mean, Spider-Man's going to be huge no matter what. That's a tough one, but I would say try to hold those two comics for the long term if you can. Not financial advice, but if it was me, yeah, I would try to hold them. Try to come up with those gems another way, I would say. That's just the way I look at it when I'm in that tough decision. I try my best to, go through my collection, pull, a couple other collectibles that I feel like even if this one runs up, I'm gonna be okay with because I don't love it. I'm not attached to it or anything like that. May not be as big of an IP, but those collectibles that I feel like are top notch, I try my best to hold on to. So just the way I look at it, hopefully that kind of helps. I'm going to be signing out. Appreciate you guys big time for tuning in today. Wish I was able to grab one of those comics today. I probably will pick up a common. maybe uncommon in the marketplace. We'll see what happens, but I'm going to be signing out. Stay tuned for the next drop. Next drop is Thursday. I'm going to try to put out a video either later tonight or tomorrow on the Master Collector program. Just overview of it, little summary, my game plan based around it, if it's changed, and when I'm changing, or if I'm keeping everything the same and not really focusing on it. So I'll talk about it then. Appreciate you guys big time. I'm signing out. It's your boy, Johnny Dunn. We out, y'all.